There's a reason life feels heavier sometimes, like you're carrying a weight that refuses to lift. You might be wondering why peace seems so hard to find, even when you try your best to stay positive, make the right choices, and keep going. It's frustrating, isn't it? No matter how much effort you put in, things feel off. The truth is, it's not that life is harder than it should be. It's the way we see it that makes it so. And this is where Stoicism steps in, ready to shift everything. Life isn't supposed to be a race against others or a constant push for outcomes you can't control. Yet, most of us live exactly that way, clinging tightly to things that only cause frustration, expectations, comparisons, and regrets. Without realizing it, we get caught in cycles of stress, fear, and resentment, hoping the next achievement, relationship, or opportunity will finally make things better. But it never does. The relief is short-lived, and soon enough, the anxiety creeps back in, leaving you wondering if peace is even possible. Here's the hard truth. If you keep doing things the same way, the results will always stay the same. That's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because the real change isn't out there. It starts from within. The freedom you're seeking isn't tied to success, possessions, or even the approval of others. It's found in something much deeper, learning to shift how you think, feel, and respond to life's challenges. This is where Stoicism comes in, not as a complicated theory, but as a powerful tool to cut through the noise and make life lighter, clearer, and more meaningful. It's a way of thinking that's been around for thousands of years, yet its wisdom holds more value now than ever before. Why? Because the world today is full of distractions, demands, and pressures that pull us in every direction. We feel rushed, overwhelmed, and stuck, even when everything on the surface seems fine. Stoicism offers a different way to live, one that lets you breathe more freely. It teaches you that peace doesn't come from controlling everything around you, but from learning to control yourself. When you master this, the burdens that once felt unbearable start to loosen their grip. You'll begin to see setbacks as part of the journey, not signs of failure. You'll stop wasting energy comparing yourself to others and start focusing on what truly matters, your own growth and inner freedom. But the reality is, most people miss out on this wisdom. Even those who know a little about Stoicism often skip over the truths that could actually transform their lives. They get caught up in the idea that life will improve when they achieve more, own more, or get things to go exactly as planned. And every time life doesn't go their way, when plans fall apart, when people disappoint them, they get stuck in frustration, thinking, "Why me?" Here's the thing. Life will always throw curveballs. People will let you down, things will break, goals will shift. You'll lose relationships, face criticism, and experience failure. But the Stoics understood something powerful. These things are not what determine your happiness or peace. What truly matters is how you respond to them. And it's in this response that freedom begins. Now, if you feel like you've been chasing peace but never finding it, the problem might not be what's happening around you. The problem could be that you've been overlooking the key truths that make Stoicism so life-changing. These aren't complicated lessons, but small shifts that change everything. They're the kind of truths that, once understood, make you wonder how you ever lived without them. Maybe you've been pushing too hard, forcing things to happen on your timeline, only to end up exhausted and anxious. Maybe you've been comparing your journey to someone else's, thinking that their success somehow makes your efforts less valuable. Or perhaps you've misunderstood what it means to fail, believing that setbacks are something to fear instead of opportunities to grow stronger. These are common traps we all fall into, and they are precisely why life feels heavier than it needs to be. The truth is, life becomes easier, not because things get simpler, but because you become stronger inside. The way you think, the way you manage your emotions, and the way you approach challenges, all of these can change. And when they do, the things that used to weigh you down lose their power over you. You stop chasing outcomes, stop seeking validation, and finally start living for yourself. Stoicism reminds us that there is freedom in surrendering control over what's beyond us and focusing instead on mastering our own mind. It's not about giving up. It's about letting go of the things you never had control over in the first place. This is where peace begins, not in fixing everything around you, but in learning how to be steady, even when things fall apart. If you've ever felt like you're constantly reacting to life, rushing from one problem to the next, always waiting for things to calm down, you're not alone. But what if the answer isn't waiting for life to change? What if the answer is learning how to change the way you move through life? This is what Stoicism teaches, the ability to respond rather than react. And that shift, while small, makes all the difference. Now, you might wonder if it's even possible to live this way, to let go of comparisons, to embrace setbacks, to stop forcing outcomes. The answer is yes. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And the reason most people never reach this kind of peace isn't because they can't. It's because they don't realize that the path is already here, waiting for them. They overlook it, rushing past the very truths that could set them free. But here's the thing, you don't have to keep living that way. You don't have to stay stuck in the same cycles of frustration, regret, and anxiety. The wisdom of Stoicism is available to anyone who's ready to look deeper and live differently. And once you start applying these truths, life begins to shift, not because the world changes, but because you change. The peace you're seeking doesn't come from perfection or control. It comes from learning to meet life exactly as it is, with clarity, strength, and grace. It's about dropping the weight of expectations and freeing yourself from the endless chase for more. It's about finding joy in the small, steady moments of progress, knowing that real success isn't about what others see, but about how you feel within yourself. So, if you're tired of carrying the same old burdens, it's time to stop and take a closer look at the truths you've been overlooking. These truths aren't complicated, but they do require a willingness to see things differently. They require a shift from forcing life to happen your way to embracing life as it is, from chasing outcomes to trusting the process, from comparing yourself to others to measuring your own growth. Ahead, we'll uncover these hidden Stoic truths and explore how they can transform the way you think, feel, and live. You'll learn how to let go of what's weighing you down and start experiencing the kind of peace that comes from within, steady, grounded, and unshakable. This is the beginning of a new way to live, not by adding more to your life, but by letting go of what no longer serves you. You've carried the weight long enough. It's time to set it down. Let's begin. Before diving into the heart of these transformative Stoic insights, take a moment to reflect. There are truths buried in plain sight, hidden not because they are secret, but because we are too distracted to notice them. These insights have the power to release you from patterns of frustration and make room for peace, clarity, and strength. They don't demand drastic change. They invite subtle shifts in the way you think and live. And yet, by overlooking them, you unknowingly create barriers that hold you back, leaving you stuck in cycles of doubt and dissatisfaction. It's time to uncover what's been missing and step into the wisdom that's waiting for you. There's a certain trap in thinking that life must unfold according to your plans. Pushing for specific outcomes, forcing things to happen on your timeline. These actions do more harm than good. When things go wrong, frustration takes over, and instead of moving forward, you get stuck. The Stoics knew that clinging to control leads to misery. You free yourself only when you shift your focus to effort, not results. True peace lies in understanding that life unfolds as it will, and your job is to do your best without demanding a particular outcome. The need for certainty creates tension that's hard to release. We convince ourselves that security comes from knowing exactly what's next. But in truth, life is filled with unknowns. When you grasp at control, fear grows stronger. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means embracing what you cannot change and walking forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. This is where real strength is built, in being at ease with uncertainty, knowing that you are equipped to handle whatever comes. Far too often, we look at others and assume their success diminishes our own. We scroll through achievements, accolades, and curated lives, feeling small in comparison. But comparison blinds you to your own progress. Stoicism teaches that your path is yours alone. Someone else's victory is not your loss. True freedom comes when you stop measuring yourself against others and instead focus on becoming better than the person you were yesterday. Growth is personal. It's not about what others see. It's about how far you've come. When failure strikes, most people crumble. They label setbacks as signs they aren't good enough and quit before they've truly begun. But failure is not an ending. It's a teacher. Each mistake, disappointment, and obstacle holds a lesson, and those who see failure as part of the process grow wiser with every misstep. The Stoics believed that setbacks are not punishments, but essential parts of the journey toward mastery. Learning to welcome them rather than fear them allows you to move forward with resilience. Regret keeps many people chained to their past, reliving moments that went wrong, wishing things had been different. But regret changes nothing. It pulls your focus backward, draining energy from the present. The Stoic way is to look at your past with acceptance, understanding that mistakes were lessons in disguise. Dwelling on what could have been only slows you down. The path forward lies in using those experiences as stepping stones, not weights around your neck. Time is one of life's greatest gifts, yet so many squander it worrying about things they can't control. Stoicism reminds us that time is fleeting, and what truly matters is how you spend the moments you have. Chasing things beyond your control, like the opinions of others or the outcomes of situations, leaves you drained. What matters is making the most of the time you're given, investing it in things that align with your values and bring you closer to inner peace. People often make the mistake of trying to avoid discomfort at all costs, thinking that comfort is the key to happiness. But avoiding discomfort only weakens the soul. Stoic wisdom reveals that growth happens through challenges. Facing what makes you uncomfortable strengthens your mind and spirit. It's through discomfort that you develop courage, patience, and wisdom. Instead of seeking the easy path, embrace the difficult one. It's where transformation happens. The more you chase happiness, the more it seems to slip through your fingers. Stoicism teaches that happiness isn't found in external things, but in how you perceive them. When you tie your joy to outcomes, possessions, or praise, you make yourself vulnerable to disappointment. True happiness arises from learning to appreciate what you have and being content with less. It's a mindset, not a destination, and it grows when you stop chasing and start noticing. Many people hold on to grudges, thinking that anger will somehow protect them from being hurt again. But anger is a thief. It steals your peace and clouds your judgment. Stoicism teaches that forgiveness is not for the benefit of others, but for your own freedom. Holding on to resentment keeps you tied to the past, while letting go opens the door to peace. Forgiveness doesn't mean you condone wrongdoing. It means you choose not to let it control you. Emotions are powerful, but they can also be deceptive. Acting purely on emotion often leads to regret, as decisions made in the heat of the moment lack clarity. The Stoics emphasize the importance of responding rather than reacting. When you take a step back, breathe, and assess a situation calmly, you make choices that align with your values. Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means learning to navigate them with wisdom. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by life's demands, constantly chasing productivity and forgetting to rest. But busyness doesn't equal progress. The Stoics valued balance, understanding that rest is as important as action. Taking time to recharge isn't laziness, it's essential. A well-rested mind is sharper, more focused, and better equipped to handle challenges. Rest allows you to show up fully in the moments that matter most. People often seek validation from others, hoping that approval will confirm their worth. But external validation is fleeting and unreliable. Stoicism teaches that true confidence comes from within. When you rely on others to define your value, you give away your power. Self-worth must be cultivated internally. It's found in staying true to your principles and knowing that your value is not determined by what others think. Life often feels like a series of highs and lows, with emotions rising and falling like waves. Many people try to cling to the highs and avoid the lows, but this creates unnecessary suffering. Stoicism teaches that both joy and sorrow are part of life's rhythm. Accepting this truth allows you to experience life fully, without resistance. Peace comes not from eliminating the lows, but from learning to ride the waves with grace. People tend to overthink, analyzing every decision until they are paralyzed by doubt. Stoicism encourages simplicity in thought and action. Make decisions based on your values and trust yourself to handle whatever comes next. Overthinking drains your energy and clouds your mind. A clear, focused mind makes better choices. The key is to act with intention and let go of the need for certainty in every outcome. There's a tendency to overvalue things we don't have, thinking they will make us happy. This illusion keeps people stuck in cycles of desire and disappointment. Stoicism reminds us that contentment comes not from getting more, but from wanting less. The less you need, the freer you become. True wealth lies in appreciating what you already have, rather than constantly seeking what's missing. Most people fear change, clinging to the familiar even when it no longer serves them. But change is the only constant in life, and resisting it only brings suffering. The Stoics embrace change as a natural part of existence, knowing that growth happens when you let go of what no longer fits and open yourself to new possibilities. Adaptability is a strength, not a weakness. Worrying about the future drains your energy and steals the joy from today. Stoicism teaches that the future is beyond your control and that peace lies in focusing on the present moment. By learning to be fully present, you unlock the ability to enjoy life as it unfolds, without fear of what's to come. The present moment is the only place where life truly happens. Don't miss it. When people face difficulties, they often feel isolated, as if they are the only ones struggling. But hardship is a shared human experience, not a personal failure. Stoicism teaches that every challenge is an opportunity to connect with the strength within yourself and with others. You are not alone in your struggles, and knowing this gives you the courage to persevere. Generosity is often misunderstood as a luxury, something to give when you have enough. But the Stoics knew that generosity enriches both the giver and the receiver. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, create ripples of positive change. Giving freely of your time, attention, and care nourishes your spirit and strengthens your connection to others. True wealth lies in what you share, not in what you keep. In every situation, there is a choice to react with frustration or respond with wisdom. Stoicism teaches that your response is your power. While you cannot control what happens, You can control how you interpret and respond to it. This is where freedom lies, not in changing the world around you, but in mastering yourself. Every choice carries power. The way you respond shapes your path, creating either peace or struggle. And yet, in the rush of modern life, it's easy to forget the wisdom that once guided us. These lessons, buried under the weight of distractions, hold the key to living with clarity and strength. You may not notice it right away, but the absence of these truths is felt deeply, in moments of frustration, in cycles of anxiety, and in the way peace slips from your grasp. These are the lessons we unknowingly leave behind, and now is the time to reclaim them, not just to survive, but to truly thrive. Control is something we cling to, hoping it will steady the chaos. Yet life, unpredictable by nature, refuses to be tamed. The Stoics remind us that our energy is best spent focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses. When you release the need to control everything beyond your influence, frustration fades. This freedom isn't passive, it's powerful. It allows you to act intentionally without wasting effort on things that are beyond your grasp. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable when your focus narrows to what is truly within your control. In a world that glorifies success and achievement, people often forget that the way we approach failure matters just as much as success itself. The Stoics viewed failure as an opportunity, not a defeat. Each misstep reveals something about your character, showing where you need to grow and how to become stronger. Failure isn't a wall that blocks your way, it's a stepping stone toward mastery. The quicker you embrace failure as part of the journey, the sooner you release the fear that keeps you from taking bold action. Patience is a forgotten virtue. We live in a time where instant results are expected and the value of waiting is lost. Stoicism teaches that true growth happens slowly, over time. Rushing through life leaves you disconnected from its depth and beauty. Patience is not passivity, it's endurance. It's the ability to remain steady and committed even when the rewards are not immediate. The lesson of patience is knowing that some things need time to ripen, and forcing them only leads to frustration. The need for approval can quietly rule your life, shaping your actions in subtle ways. The Stoics understood that seeking validation from others weakens your inner foundation. When your worth depends on opinions outside of yourself, you become a prisoner to the ever-changing tides of others' judgments. Reclaiming your freedom means living by your own principles, regardless of whether they are noticed or applauded. Peace comes when you no longer need others to confirm your value. Gratitude is more than a polite response, it's a way of seeing the world. The Stoics knew that appreciating what you have builds resilience. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from frustration to contentment. Gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges, but about recognizing the good within them. Each day carries moments of joy, even if they are small. Learning to notice them strengthens your spirit, allowing you to face difficulties with greater ease. Without gratitude, even success feels hollow. There's a lesson in learning to live with less. The Stoics believed that simplicity clears the mind and nourishes the soul. When you let go of the need for excess, whether material or emotional, you find freedom. The pursuit of more often leads to exhaustion, while simplicity offers relief. A simpler life isn't about deprivation, it's about clarity. It's about making space for what matters most by releasing what doesn't. Less noise, fewer distractions. This is where peace grows. Most people fear discomfort, thinking it should be avoided at all costs. But Stoicism teaches that discomfort is a necessary part of growth. Avoiding hardship weakens your resilience, leaving you unprepared for life's challenges. Strength is built by facing discomfort head-on. The more you avoid it, the smaller your world becomes. When you learn to embrace discomfort, it loses its power over you. Challenges no longer feel like obstacles. They become opportunities to prove your inner strength. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. Many believe it's a gift for others, but in truth, forgiveness is an act of self-liberation. The Stoics saw it as a way to free yourself from the chains of resentment. Holding on to anger weighs you down, keeping you stuck in the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harm, it means releasing its hold on you. The energy spent holding grudges is better used for growth and peace. Letting go is a gift you give yourself. Distractions are everywhere, pulling your attention in countless directions. The Stoics valued focus, understanding that a scattered mind achieves little. Concentration is a skill that requires effort, especially in a world filled with noise. Focusing on what matters most brings clarity and purpose. Each moment spent distracted is a moment lost. The practice of focus is not about perfection. It's about learning to gently return your attention to what matters, over and over again. Rest is often overlooked in the pursuit of productivity. The Stoics recognized that balance is essential for a fulfilling life. Without rest, your efforts lose meaning. Rest isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental renewal. It's a chance to pause, reflect, and regain strength. A well-rested mind sees things more clearly and responds with greater wisdom. In rest, you reconnect with yourself and return to life with fresh energy and insight. The present moment is where life happens, yet most people live lost in the past or worrying about the future. The Stoics taught the importance of being fully present. When you anchor yourself in the now, life feels lighter. The weight of past regrets and future anxieties fades. Presence is a practice, one that requires mindfulness and intention, but it's within reach, always. The more you cultivate it, the more alive you feel in every moment. Many people seek happiness in things, possessions, achievements, relationships, only to find that these things offer fleeting joy. Stoicism teaches that true happiness is found within. It's not something you get, it's something you cultivate. Inner happiness grows when you align your life with your values. It's a quiet contentment that remains steady even when circumstances change. This kind of happiness cannot be taken away. It's yours to keep. When life feels overwhelming, it's tempting to give in to despair. The Stoics understood that hope is a powerful force. Hope doesn't deny reality. It gives you the strength to face it. It's the belief that even in difficult moments, there is potential for something good. Hope lights the way forward when the path feels dark. It reminds you that challenges are temporary and that better days are always within reach. Self-discipline is a muscle that needs constant exercise. The Stoics valued discipline as the foundation for freedom. Without it, life becomes chaotic, ruled by impulses and distractions. Discipline helps you stay aligned with your goals, even when motivation fades. It's not about restriction, it's about liberation. When you develop self-discipline, you gain control over your actions and create the life you truly want. Kindness is often underestimated, but the Stoics understood its power. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. Kindness builds connection and fosters trust. It's not just for others, it strengthens your own spirit. Kindness is a choice you make daily, and with each act, the world becomes a bit brighter. Facing challenges with courage is essential. The Stoics knew that fear shrinks your life. Courage expands it. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. Each time you act with courage, you strengthen your inner resolve. Fear loses its grip, and confidence grows. Courage isn't a grand gesture, it's found in small, everyday actions that align with your values. Humility is a lesson easily forgotten in a world that encourages pride. The Stoics valued humility, seeing it as a path to wisdom. Humility allows you to remain open to learning, unburdened by the need to prove yourself. It keeps you grounded, aware of your strengths and limitations. True humility isn't about lowering yourself. It's about knowing your worth without needing to boast. Connection with others enriches life in ways that possessions never can. The Stoics valued community, understanding that humans are social beings. Connection brings joy, comfort, and strength. It reminds you that you are not alone in your struggles. Building meaningful relationships takes effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. Connection nurtures the soul, creating a sense of belonging that sustains you through life's challenges. Each day offers a new beginning. The Stoics taught that it's never too late to change, grow, or start again. The past does not define you unless you let it. Every moment is an opportunity to begin anew, to make choices that align with who you want to become. This lesson offers hope. No matter where you are in life, the path forward is always open. By rediscovering these forgotten lessons, you unlock the wisdom needed to navigate life with strength and grace. The insights lost along the way are waiting to guide you, offering a path not just to survive, but to thrive. Through these lessons, you reclaim peace, clarity, and the freedom to live fully. Every moment is a chance to begin again, but it's easy to forget that the smallest shift in thinking can create the greatest transformation. The Stoics believed that life's most valuable principles often go unnoticed, hidden beneath the noise of daily distractions. These principles, though subtle, hold the power to change everything, from how you see yourself to how you respond to the world around you. They are not grand theories, but quiet truths, waiting to be lived. When embraced, they open the door to peace and clarity, grounding you in ways you may not have thought possible. The first principle is acceptance of impermanence. Life flows, constantly changing, and nothing stays the same for long. Yet, we resist this truth, clinging to things, people, and circumstances, hoping they will remain as they are. This resistance creates tension, making every loss and change feel like a betrayal. The Stoics teach that freedom lies in accepting impermanence, not with resignation, but with grace. When you welcome change instead of fearing it, you move with life instead of against it. Another overlooked principle is the value of perspective. The way you interpret events shapes your reality. Two people can experience the same situation and walk away with completely different feelings, one bitter, the other grateful. The Stoics remind us that it's not the event, but our judgment of it that causes suffering. Shifting your perspective, even slightly, can turn challenges into opportunities for growth. This principle is not about denial, but about choosing the most empowering lens through which to view your life. Humility is often misunderstood as weakness, but in Stoicism, it's seen as strength. Humility allows you to remain teachable, open to correction, and unburdened by pride. It keeps you grounded, preventing the ego from clouding your judgment. When you embrace humility, you free yourself from the exhausting need to prove your worth. You begin to understand that you are not defined by titles or achievements, but by your actions and character. Self-reflection is another principle that often goes unnoticed. The Stoics believed that examining your thoughts and actions daily brings clarity and helps you stay aligned with your values. Without reflection, it's easy to drift, making choices that lead you further from the person you want to be. Taking time to reflect allows you to course correct, ensuring that each day is a step toward growth and not away from it. A lesser-known but essential principle is the practice of silence. In a world full of noise, silence has become rare and undervalued. Yet, the Stoics understood that silence cultivates wisdom. When you are silent, you listen more deeply, not just to others, but to yourself. Silence creates space for insight, allowing thoughts to settle and clarity to emerge. It also teaches patience, showing you that not every situation requires a reaction. Another principle is the art of letting go. We carry burdens, grudges, regrets, unmet expectations, thinking that holding on will somehow give us control. But the Stoics knew that real power lies in release. Letting go is not defeat, it is freedom. When you release what no longer serves you, you create space for peace and new beginnings. This principle teaches that clinging to the past only weighs you down, preventing you from moving forward. The practice of restraint is another transformative Stoic principle. In a culture that encourages indulgence and instant gratification, restraint offers a path to freedom. It's not about denial, but about mastering your desires so they no longer control you. Restraint allows you to enjoy life's pleasures without becoming a slave to them. It teaches that enough is a state of mind, not a number, and that contentment comes from within, not from excess. The principle of equanimity is perhaps one of the most powerful but least discussed. Equanimity is the ability to remain calm and composed, regardless of what happens around you. It's not indifference, but steadiness, a quiet confidence that you can handle whatever life brings. This principle teaches that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of balance. When you cultivate equanimity, life's ups and downs lose their power to shake you. Detachment from outcomes is another principle that offers profound freedom. We often tie our happiness to specific results, believing that success or failure defines us. But the Stoics remind us that the outcome is never fully within our control, only our effort is. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop depending on results for your sense of worth. This shift allows you to give your best without being crushed by disappointment if things don't go as planned. The principle of presence teaches that life is lived in moments, not in the future or the past. The Stoics knew that peace is found when you are fully engaged with the present. Worrying about what's ahead or regretting what's behind robs you of today's joy. Presence is not passive. It's an active practice of grounding yourself in the here and now. It allows you to experience life as it unfolds, appreciating its beauty and learning from its challenges. Another lesser-known principle is the importance of aligning your actions with your values. It's easy to get caught up in routines or make decisions based on convenience rather than conviction. But the Stoics teach that integrity brings inner peace. When your actions reflect your deepest values, life feels more meaningful and choices become clearer. This alignment creates a sense of purpose, guiding you even in uncertain times. The practice of gratitude is often viewed as simple, but is profoundly transformative. The Stoics saw gratitude not just as a response to good fortune, but as a way of seeing the world. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It teaches that every moment, even the difficult ones, carries something to be thankful for. This principle helps you find peace, even when circumstances are less than ideal. A little-known Stoic principle is the importance of community. While Stoicism emphasizes self-mastery, it also acknowledges that humans are social beings who thrive through connection. The Stoics believed that contributing to the well-being of others enriches your own life. Community provides support, wisdom, and accountability, reminding you that you are part of something larger than yourself. This principle teaches that giving to others is also a gift to yourself. The principle of intentional rest is another hidden gem. While society often celebrates hustle and productivity, the Stoics understood the value of rest. Rest is not laziness, it is renewal. Intentional rest allows you to recharge, reflect, and return to life's challenges with greater clarity and energy. It teaches that doing nothing for a while is sometimes the most productive thing you can do. Another overlooked principle is the practice of joy in simplicity. The Stoics believed that life's greatest pleasures are often found in the simplest moments: a good conversation, a walk in nature, or a quiet cup of tea. Joy doesn't require grand events or material abundance. It grows from presence, gratitude, and connection. This principle teaches that happiness is not something you chase. It's something you cultivate, one simple moment at a time. These principles, though often unnoticed, hold the power to transform your life from the inside out. They offer a path to peace, clarity, and resilience, a way of living that is both grounded and free. When you embrace these principles, you begin to see life not as something to conquer, but as something to be experienced fully and deeply. Each moment becomes an opportunity to practice wisdom, grow in character, and connect with the world around you. Life offers quiet wisdom that often goes unnoticed. The Stoics knew that the most transformative truths are not always loud. They are subtle, easily missed amid daily routines and worries. Yet these secrets hold the power to change the way you experience life. Ignoring them leaves you vulnerable to frustration, regret, and unnecessary struggle. Embracing them, however, brings clarity, strength, and an inner peace that remains steady, even in the face of uncertainty. These hidden Stoic lessons are not just ideas to ponder. They are practices to live by. One of the first secrets is learning to respond rather than react. In moments of stress or conflict, reacting impulsively feels natural, but it often leads to regret. Responding with intention, however, creates space for clarity and wisdom. The Stoics teach that between stimulus and response lies a moment of choice. It's in this space that freedom and peace reside. When you master your response, you gain control over your life. Another secret is the power of living with less attachment. Holding on too tightly to people, possessions, or expectations invites suffering when they inevitably change or leave. Stoicism encourages a gentle detachment, not to stop caring, but to care without clinging. This way, you can fully enjoy life's moments without being enslaved by the fear of losing them. When you release attachment, you experience a lightness that allows you to move through life with ease. The importance of self-mastery is often overlooked. The Stoics knew that the real battle is not with external circumstances, but with yourself. Self-mastery is the practice of aligning your actions with your principles, even when it's difficult. It means resisting impulses that do not serve your higher goals. Without self-mastery, life feels chaotic, as emotions and desires pull you in every direction. But with it, you find steadiness and purpose. The Stoics also teach the value of embracing uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and the pursuit of absolute certainty leads to anxiety. Accepting uncertainty as a natural part of existence allows you to live with more freedom. This practice shifts your focus from control to adaptability. When you stop fighting the unknown, you discover a sense of inner security that doesn't depend on circumstances. One of the greatest but least discussed Stoic principles is forgiveness of self. People are often harsh with themselves, holding on to guilt and shame long after mistakes are made. Stoicism encourages self-compassion, recognizing that failure is part of being human. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean excusing your actions. It means learning from them without self-punishment. When you treat yourself with kindness, you grow faster and live lighter. A related secret is understanding that emotions are not enemies to be defeated, but signals to be understood. The Stoics did not advocate for emotional suppression. They promoted emotional clarity. Emotions, when acknowledged and examined, reveal what matters to you. Ignoring or resisting them only creates inner turmoil. Learning to observe your emotions with curiosity allows you to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. Another key Stoic insight is the idea of finding joy in the process. Society emphasizes results and achievements, often at the cost of the journey. But the Stoics teach that true fulfillment comes not from reaching the destination, but from engaging fully with the process. Whether the outcome is success or failure, the experience itself holds value. This mindset reduces anxiety and allows you to find meaning in every step you take. The secret of presence is woven throughout Stoic practice. Life is happening now, but the mind often drifts to the past or future, robbing you of peace. Presence means engaging fully with the moment at hand. It's not just about mindfulness, it's about honoring each moment as if it matters, because it does. Practicing presence strengthens your ability to face life's challenges without getting lost in regrets or worries. An often missed Stoic principle is that of voluntary discomfort. Modern life is designed to avoid discomfort at all costs, but the Stoics knew that facing discomfort builds resilience. Voluntary discomfort, like fasting, physical challenges, or giving up conveniences, prepares the mind for inevitable difficulties. It trains you to meet hardship without fear and strengthens your ability to endure life's unexpected storms. Another secret lies in the practice of non-judgment. The Stoics believed that events are neither good nor bad until we assign meaning to them. Judgments create emotional reactions that shape our experience, often unnecessarily. Practicing non-judgment allows you to see things as they are, without adding unnecessary layers of interpretation. This perspective frees you from the emotional roller coaster that judgments create. The Stoics understood that gratitude is not just for special occasions, it's a daily practice. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, making life feel richer and more meaningful. Even in hardship, there are things to be thankful for. The practice of daily gratitude helps you find light in darkness and strengthens your capacity for joy, even when life is difficult. It's a powerful way to cultivate inner peace. Another secret is the importance of setting boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. Boundaries protect your time, energy, and focus. Without them, life becomes a constant battle for control. The Stoics teach that setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's not about shutting people out. It's about knowing what serves your growth and what drains it. Clear boundaries create space for the things that truly matter. Stoicism emphasizes the power of acceptance, but acceptance is often misunderstood. It's not passive resignation. It's active engagement with reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of everything. It means you acknowledge what is, so you can respond effectively. This mindset reduces resistance and opens the door to solutions you might not have seen otherwise. The practice of inner dialogue is another powerful but overlooked Stoic tool. The way you talk to yourself shapes your reality. Negative self-talk reinforces limiting beliefs, while encouraging dialogue builds resilience. The Stoics teach that you can change the narrative in your mind, replacing destructive thoughts with ones that align with your values. This practice helps you meet challenges with confidence and clarity. One of the most liberating Stoic insights is that your worth is not tied to your productivity. In a world that measures value by output, it's easy to feel inadequate when you aren't constantly achieving. But the Stoics remind us that being is enough. Your worth is inherent. It doesn't depend on how much you do or how successful you are. This truth frees you from the pressure to prove yourself and allows you to live with peace. The Stoics also teach the importance of aligning with nature, not just in the environmental sense, but in living according to your true nature. This means recognizing your strengths, limitations, and purpose. Living authentically brings peace, while trying to be something you are not creates conflict. This principle invites you to align your life with who you truly are, not who others expect you to be. The practice of minimalism extends beyond possessions. The Stoics valued mental and emotional simplicity, believing that clutter, whether physical or psychological, creates stress. Simplifying your life allows you to focus on what truly matters. This principle isn't about deprivation. It's about clearing away distractions so you can live with clarity and intention. Another secret is the value of practicing joy, even in difficult times. Joy is not the absence of struggle. It's the presence of gratitude and love, regardless of circumstances. The Stoics teach that joy is a choice, not a result. It's found in relationships, nature, and simple pleasures. Cultivating joy strengthens your spirit, making you more resilient in the face of life's inevitable challenges. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of contribution. Life is not just about personal growth. It's about making a positive impact on others. Contribution gives life meaning and connects you to something greater than yourself. Whether through kindness, service, or creative expression, contributing to the well-being of others enriches your own life and creates a sense of purpose. These Stoic secrets, when embraced, offer a new way to experience life, one grounded in peace, resilience, and clarity. Ignoring them keeps you trapped in cycles of frustration and anxiety, but living by them opens the door to a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. The wisdom of Stoicism isn't just something to read about, it's something to live. And in living it, you discover that the freedom you've been seeking has been within you all along. The principles you've explored so far reveal how peace and fulfillment are already within reach, yet there's more to uncover. The Stoics didn't just offer comforting wisdom, they provided strategies for action, methods to navigate life's complexities with strength and clarity. These strategies, though often overlooked, are tools to help you rise above challenges and make meaningful progress. They are simple but profound shifts that, if integrated into your daily life, could change everything. Mastering these Stoic strategies isn't about achieving perfection. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of life in a way that brings freedom and resilience. The first strategy is prioritizing inner peace over external approval. It's natural to want to be liked or respected, but the Stoics knew that chasing validation drains energy and leaves you restless. When you place peace of mind above the opinions of others, you reclaim your autonomy. This shift allows you to act in alignment with your values, free from the fear of judgment. Decisions become clearer, and the weight of needing to meet others' expectations lifts, creating space for genuine fulfillment. Another key strategy is practicing voluntary discomfort to build resilience. Stoicism teaches that facing controlled challenges prepares you for life's inevitable hardships. When you regularly expose yourself to discomfort, whether through physical effort, fasting, or disciplined habits, you strengthen your ability to remain calm and composed during real adversity. This practice doesn't just build toughness, it cultivates gratitude, making you appreciate comfort when it returns. The strategy of emotional distancing offers profound freedom. Life presents situations that provoke anger, frustration, or sadness, but the Stoics encourage stepping back and observing emotions without immediately engaging with them. This distance allows you to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. When you treat emotions as temporary visitors rather than permanent states, you regain control over your inner world. One overlooked Stoic strategy is viewing time as your most valuable resource. The Stoics believed that how you spend your time reflects your priorities. Wasting time on trivial matters or distractions pulls you away from what truly matters. Practicing mindful time management involves setting clear boundaries and ensuring your actions align with your long-term goals. This approach transforms time into a tool for building the life you want. The strategy of focusing on effort over outcome is liberating. Results are often beyond your control, but your effort always lies within your grasp. The Stoics taught that peace comes from investing fully in your actions without being attached to the results. This mindset reduces anxiety and helps you find satisfaction in the process itself. It turns every step forward into a victory, regardless of the final outcome. Another transformative strategy is learning to pause before responding. In moments of tension, the urge to react immediately is strong. The Stoics knew that a pause creates space for clarity. Even a brief moment of reflection allows you to assess whether your response aligns with your values. This practice strengthens relationships, reduces conflict, and fosters trust, both with others and within yourself. A lesser-known Stoic strategy is adopting a long-term perspective. Challenges that seem overwhelming in the moment often shrink when viewed through the lens of time. The Stoics remind us to zoom out, understanding that life's difficulties are fleeting. Adopting this perspective helps you maintain balance during setbacks, knowing that what feels heavy today will eventually pass. It keeps you focused on the bigger picture and less swayed by temporary struggles. The strategy of focusing on what you can give rather than what you can get transforms relationships. Stoicism teaches that contribution brings lasting fulfillment. Shifting your mindset from personal gain to service cultivates deeper connections and a sense of purpose. Giving without expecting anything in return builds trust and strengthens your inner character, making you more resilient in the face of challenges. The Stoics emphasize the importance of aligning your actions with your highest values. Life becomes scattered when your actions are out of sync with your principles. This strategy involves regularly reflecting on your values and ensuring that your choices reflect them. When your actions align with your beliefs, you experience a sense of coherence and inner peace, even when the external world feels chaotic. This alignment builds trust within yourself, fostering confidence and clarity in every decision. These strategies, when applied consistently, create a framework for living with strength, clarity, and purpose. They are not grand gestures, but small shifts that, over time, transform how you experience life. Each strategy reinforces the others, building a foundation that allows you to face challenges with grace and embrace joy fully. The more you practice these strategies, the more you realize that fulfillment isn't found in distant goals, but in the way you live each moment. The strategies you've explored offer practical ways to navigate life with resilience and clarity. But beneath them lie deeper truths that the Stoics understood were essential for living fully. These truths are often unnoticed, not because they are complex, but because they require you to look within and confront uncomfortable realities. Ignoring them doesn't just delay progress, it introduces unnecessary struggle and confusion. Yet, when embraced, these truths unlock a freedom that is unshakable, giving you the power to move through life with greater ease and wisdom. One of these truths is that suffering often comes from resistance, not circumstances. Life unfolds in ways that can't always be predicted or controlled. When you resist reality, wishing things were different or holding on to what no longer serves you, you create unnecessary pain. Accepting life as it is doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing that peace begins when you stop fighting what you cannot change. This acceptance allows you to act wisely and calmly, even in challenging moments. Another truth is that what disturbs you isn't the event itself, but your interpretation of it. The Stoics believed that all events are neutral until we assign meaning to them. A perceived insult, a rejection, or a failure only holds power if you interpret it as a personal attack. Shifting your perspective can neutralize the emotional charge, allowing you to respond with calmness and clarity. Recognizing this truth frees you from emotional turmoil, giving you more control over how you experience life. People often assume that control equals power, but the Stoics teach that real power lies in surrender. Trying to control everything leaves you exhausted, constantly chasing an illusion. Surrendering to the things beyond your influence doesn't mean being passive. It means investing your energy where it can truly make a difference. This shift brings peace, allowing you to focus on your actions and responses, the only things truly within your control. Another overlooked truth is that peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. Many people search for happiness in achievements, relationships, or material possessions, only to find that peace remains elusive. The Stoics remind us that lasting contentment is an inside job. When you cultivate inner stability, external changes no longer dictate your well-being. This truth encourages self-reliance, showing that true peace is always within your reach. A powerful Stoic truth is that comparison robs you of joy. Measuring your progress against others creates envy, insecurity, and unnecessary stress. Each person's journey is unique, and comparing yourself to someone else distracts you from your own growth. The Stoics teach that the only meaningful comparison is with your past self. Focusing on your personal journey brings fulfillment, helping you recognize and celebrate your progress, however small it may seem. The truth about failure is another lesson that, when ignored, leads to fear and avoidance. Failure is often seen as something to fear, but the Stoics viewed it as a teacher. Every setback holds a lesson, revealing what didn't work and offering new insights. Avoiding failure limits growth, while embracing it strengthens resilience. When you see failure as part of the process, you move through challenges with less fear and more confidence. People often fear loneliness, but the Stoics teach that solitude is an opportunity for growth. Being alone allows you to reconnect with yourself, reflect, and understand your inner world. It's not about isolation, but about developing self-awareness. The fear of being alone often drives people to seek constant distraction, but learning to be comfortable with yourself builds inner strength. Embracing solitude teaches you that peace and fulfillment are found within, not from external validation. Another truth is that emotions are temporary and should not be trusted as permanent truths. In moments of anger or sadness, it's easy to believe that these feelings will last forever. The Stoics remind us that emotions rise and fall like waves. They are part of the human experience, but they don't define us. Learning to observe emotions without becoming attached to them creates emotional freedom. This truth helps you respond wisely, knowing that no feeling is final. Another truth is that freedom is found not in having more, but in needing less. Society encourages accumulation, more possessions, more success, more experiences, often under the illusion that these things will bring happiness. The Stoics knew that real freedom comes from reducing your desires, not from satisfying them. When you need less, you are no longer controlled by cravings or fear of loss. This truth offers a powerful shift, showing that simplicity and contentment are the keys to lasting peace. These truths, while subtle, hold immense power. Ignoring them invites unnecessary struggle, while embracing them leads to clarity and strength. They are reminders that the way you live, think, and respond determines your experience of life. By integrating these Stoic truths into your daily practice, you cultivate a mindset that remains steady no matter what life brings. These truths don't promise an easy life, but they offer something better, an unshakable foundation to stand on, even when the ground shifts beneath you. The truths that shape your life often go unnoticed, quietly affecting every thought, decision, and emotion. Some of the most transformative teachings of Stoicism are easily overlooked, not because they lack importance, but because they require reflection and presence to grasp fully. By neglecting these lessons, you unknowingly invite confusion, frustration, and missed opportunities for peace. But when these teachings are brought into your awareness, they offer clarity and guidance. What you lose in ignoring them is nothing short of your ability to live freely and fully. One overlooked teaching is that everything you experience is temporary. Good moments and bad ones pass alike, yet people often cling to happiness or resist hardship. This resistance leads to suffering. Stoicism teaches that peace comes from riding the waves of life without holding on too tightly to any state. When you embrace life's impermanence, you learn to enjoy joyful moments without fear of losing them, and endure hard times knowing they won't last forever. Another neglected teaching is the value of discomfort. Modern life offers countless ways to avoid discomfort, but the Stoics knew that struggle builds character. Growth comes not from staying comfortable, but from meeting challenges head-on. By avoiding discomfort, you miss the chance to develop resilience and courage. The discomfort you voluntarily engage with today strengthens you for the inevitable trials of tomorrow. A surprising teaching of Stoicism is that control is often an illusion. We act as though we can manage every outcome, but the truth is that most things lie beyond our influence. Stoicism teaches you to focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and decisions, and release the rest. The more energy you spend on things beyond your control, the more you invite frustration. Letting go of this illusion creates space for inner freedom. The Stoics also emphasized that joy is found in simplicity. We are taught to believe that happiness lies in acquiring more success, more possessions, more recognition. Yet, the pursuit of more often leads to exhaustion and dissatisfaction. Joy grows when you strip away the unnecessary and find contentment in the simple moments. A quiet walk, a meaningful conversation, or time spent with loved ones holds more value than the endless chase for external validation. A teaching often forgotten is that anger is a sign of unmet expectations. When you become angry, it's often because reality has not aligned with your desires. But Stoicism teaches that expectations are fragile things, easily broken and rarely within your control. By adjusting your expectations or releasing them altogether, you prevent anger from taking root. This shift helps you meet life's challenges with patience rather than frustration. Another overlooked teaching is the power of words, both those you say to yourself and those you say to others. Words shape thoughts, and thoughts shape actions. The Stoics believed that mindful speech fosters peace. Speaking with kindness, even in difficult situations, builds trust and understanding. Similarly, the way you speak to yourself determines your self-image. Words can uplift or weigh you down, so choosing them carefully is essential for inner peace. Stoicism teaches that the opinions of others are not your responsibility. We often place too much weight on how others perceive us, altering our actions to fit their expectations. But the Stoics remind us that we cannot control what others think. The only thing within your power is to live according to your values. When you stop worrying about how you are perceived, you experience the freedom to be your authentic self. A teaching that surprises many is that setbacks are not obstacles but redirections. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel frustrated or defeated. Yet, the Stoics believed that every setback carries the seed of a new opportunity. What you view as failure may simply be life guiding you toward a better path. Recognizing this shifts your perspective, helping you see obstacles as stepping stones rather than barriers. Another surprising lesson is the importance of gratitude in moments of struggle. Gratitude is often reserved for times of joy, but the Stoics encourage practicing it even when life is difficult. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what remains. It reminds you that even in hardship, there are lessons to be learned and strengths to be discovered. This mindset helps you find light in the darkest of times. The Stoics also teach that freedom comes from discipline, not indulgence. While it may seem that freedom lies in doing whatever you want, true freedom requires mastering your impulses. Without discipline, desires control you, leading to chaos. Discipline creates structure, allowing you to live intentionally and in alignment with your values. This kind of freedom is not about restriction, it's about liberation from habits that no longer serve you. Stoicism teaches that life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to find peace within it. Challenges and uncertainties are part of every life, and waiting for them to end is a recipe for frustration. Instead, the Stoics encourage embracing these moments, finding calm in the midst of chaos. This inner peace doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means facing them with the knowledge that your worth and well-being are not tied to external events. These teachings, though often overlooked, have the power to transform the way you live. They remind you that happiness is found in simplicity, that freedom comes from discipline, and that peace lies in acceptance. Each lesson invites you to release unnecessary burdens and embrace life as it is. By neglecting them, you miss the opportunity to live with clarity and purpose. But by integrating them into your life, you unlock the kind of freedom that remains steady, no matter what life brings your way. The lessons you've explored so far reveal the depth of Stoic wisdom, but knowing these truths alone isn't enough. How you live them matters even more. There are daily practices, small but powerful, that the Stoics believed were essential for cultivating inner peace. These practices anchor your mind and guide your actions, shaping a life where peace is not dependent on circumstances but grows from within. Neglecting them invites stress, frustration, and emotional instability. Yet, when they become part of your routine, they create a foundation of calm and resilience that lasts through life's ups and downs. One of these practices is intentional reflection at the end of each day. The Stoics believed that reviewing your thoughts and actions daily helps you stay aligned with your values. Without reflection, it's easy to drift, making choices that lead you away from your goals. This practice isn't about harsh self-criticism. It's about gentle course correction. By reflecting on what went well and where you could improve, you gain clarity and prepare yourself to move forward with purpose. Another practice that's often overlooked is starting the day with gratitude. Many people begin their mornings already overwhelmed by what's ahead, but the Stoics knew that beginning with gratitude sets the tone for the day. It shifts your mind from scarcity to abundance, helping you focus on what's already good. Acknowledging small blessings, like the chance to breathe or the opportunity to grow, builds a mindset of contentment, no matter what challenges the day may bring. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of limiting unnecessary desires. The world encourages endless consumption, but constantly seeking more only creates restlessness. Simplifying your wants helps you find peace. When you learn to want less, you free yourself from the anxiety of needing things to feel complete. This practice brings clarity, reminding you that contentment comes from appreciating what you already have, not from accumulating more. Mindful detachment is another vital practice. This involves engaging with life fully while understanding that nothing truly belongs to you. Relationships, possessions, and even health are temporary, and clinging to them creates suffering. Detachment isn't about withdrawal, it's about loving freely, without ownership. Practicing detachment allows you to enjoy what life offers without fearing its loss, knowing that change is inevitable and peace is found in acceptance. A practice often disregarded is cultivating patience in a world that values speed. The Stoics taught that rushing through life leads to frustration, as meaningful progress takes time. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about trusting the process. When you practice patience, you learn to work steadily toward your goals without being consumed by the need for immediate results. This creates a sense of calm, allowing you to move through life with less tension and more grace. Setting boundaries is another practice essential for inner peace. Without boundaries, you become overwhelmed by demands and distractions, losing sight of what matters most. The Stoics knew that saying no to certain things is necessary to say yes to others. Boundaries protect your time and energy, allowing you to focus on what aligns with your values. They help you maintain balance, ensuring that your actions reflect your priorities rather than external pressures. Another overlooked practice is embracing silence. Modern life is filled with noise, both external and internal, making it difficult to find clarity. The Stoics valued silence as a way to reconnect with yourself and cultivate inner wisdom. Taking time to be silent, whether through meditation or quiet reflection, creates space for insight and emotional balance. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's a way of being present with your thoughts without distraction. Practicing forgiveness, both toward yourself and others, is crucial for peace. Holding on to anger or resentment weighs heavily on the mind, creating unnecessary emotional strain. The Stoics believed that forgiveness isn't about excusing behavior, it's about releasing yourself from the burden of carrying grudges. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of the past, opening space for healing and growth. Forgiveness allows you to move forward with lightness and clarity. Another key practice is acting with intention. It's easy to fall into routines and habits that lack meaning, but the Stoics teach that every action should reflect your values. Living intentionally means doing things with purpose, no matter how small. Whether it's a conversation, a decision, or a simple task, acting with intention brings mindfulness into your life. This practice aligns your actions with your goals, making each moment meaningful. The practice of focusing on the present moment is essential for peace. The Stoics knew that peace is found not in the past or future, but in the here and now. Worrying about what's ahead or dwelling on what's behind only creates tension. The present is the only place where life happens, and learning to anchor yourself in it allows you to experience life fully. Practicing presence helps you meet each moment with clarity and calm, free from the distractions of regret or anxiety. These practices, when embraced, offer a path to lasting peace. They guide you away from unnecessary stress and help you build a life that is grounded, intentional, and resilient. Each practice strengthens the others, creating a foundation that supports you through both calm and storm. They are not about perfection, they are about progress, the quiet kind that grows each day. Neglecting them leaves you vulnerable to the chaos of life, but practicing them makes you steady, no matter what comes your way. The practices that guide you toward inner peace are only as effective as the beliefs behind them. Misunderstandings of Stoic principles often create unnecessary confusion and frustration, preventing you from fully embracing their benefits. Some of these beliefs may seem simple on the surface, but carry deeper meanings that, when misunderstood, can quietly disrupt your sense of happiness and clarity. Correcting these misconceptions isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about transforming how you live, think, and experience life, opening doors to the peace you've been seeking. One common misunderstanding is that Stoicism teaches emotional suppression. Many assume that to live a Stoic life means denying emotions entirely, but this isn't the case. The Stoics never advocated for numbing your feelings. They emphasized emotional clarity. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding them and choosing your response. Emotions are not enemies, They are signals, and when you learn to interpret them with wisdom, they become guides rather than obstacles. Another misunderstood belief is the idea that detachment means indifference. Stoicism encourages detachment not to make you cold or disconnected, but to free you from being controlled by external events. Detachment means loving and engaging with life fully, without clinging to outcomes or fearing loss. This subtle shift allows you to enjoy relationships, achievements, and experiences without letting them define your happiness. True detachment brings a deeper sense of joy, as it liberates you from the anxiety of needing things to remain the same. Some believe that Stoicism promotes passivity, that accepting life's challenges means doing nothing to change them. In reality, Stoicism teaches active engagement with life. Acceptance is not resignation, it is the starting point for effective action. The Stoics emphasized that once you accept what you cannot change, you can focus your energy on what you can influence. This approach helps you act with clarity, knowing that while you can't control every outcome, you can control your effort and attitude. The concept of control is another area where misunderstanding arises. Stoicism teaches that control lies within, but this doesn't mean becoming rigid or resistant to change. Control in Stoicism refers to mastering your thoughts, actions, and responses, not the external world. When you misunderstand this belief, you risk exhausting yourself trying to control what's beyond your power. True peace comes from recognizing where your control begins and ends, allowing you to act wisely and let go of unnecessary burdens. A common misconception is that Stoicism demands perfection. The Stoics knew that striving for perfection is a trap that leads to frustration. Their teachings encourage progress, not flawlessness. Growth is found in small, consistent efforts, not in an unrealistic quest for perfection. Misunderstanding this belief leads to unnecessary pressure and self-criticism. Embracing imperfection allows you to move forward with compassion for yourself, knowing that every step, no matter how small, is meaningful. Many assume that Stoicism dismisses pleasure and joy, but the Stoics never rejected enjoyment. They warned against overindulgence, knowing that uncontrolled desires create suffering. However, they also believed in appreciating life's simple pleasures. Joy, for the Stoics, is found in moderation and gratitude, not in excess. Misunderstanding this belief leads to unnecessary denial of life's pleasures. By embracing joy mindfully, you experience deeper fulfillment without the anxiety that comes from chasing pleasure. Another misunderstood belief is that Stoicism isolates you from others, encouraging self-reliance to the point of detachment from community. Stoicism emphasizes inner strength, but it also acknowledges the importance of relationships and mutual support. The Stoics believed that humans are interconnected and that contributing to the well-being of others enriches your own life. Misinterpreting this belief as a call for isolation limits your ability to grow through meaningful connections. True Stoic practice involves balancing self-reliance with the humility to recognize when you need others and when they need you. These misunderstood beliefs carry consequences. Suppressing emotions, striving for perfection, or isolating yourself from others only creates frustration and tension. The impact on your happiness is subtle but real. Each misunderstanding introduces friction that pulls you away from the peace you seek. Correcting these beliefs opens space for a different way of living, one that is grounded, intentional, and free from unnecessary struggle. By understanding that emotions are not meant to be suppressed but navigated with wisdom, you free yourself from emotional repression. Recognizing that detachment doesn't mean disconnection allows you to engage with life more fully. Accepting that control lies within helps you act with focus and let go of things beyond your influence. Shifting from a quest for perfection to an appreciation of progress brings relief and renewed motivation. Embracing pleasure mindfully lets you enjoy life without being consumed by it. And valuing community alongside self-reliance fosters relationships that support and inspire growth. These subtle shifts are transformative. They align your beliefs with reality, reducing the tension that arises from misunderstanding. With these corrected beliefs, your actions become more intentional, your responses more thoughtful, and your life more peaceful. The Stoic path is not about perfection or emotional detachment. It's about living with clarity, purpose, and inner freedom. The path to inner peace isn't found through new knowledge alone. It requires the rediscovery of concepts that have quietly shaped lives for centuries. Some of the most powerful Stoic principles remain overlooked, their subtle influence lost amid the rush of modern life. Ignoring them has consequences that may not be obvious at first, but over time, the absence of these teachings weighs heavily, creating frustration, confusion, and missed opportunities for joy. When these overlooked concepts are embraced, however, they reveal a way of living that offers resilience, clarity, and lasting peace. One such concept is the importance of voluntary simplicity. In a world obsessed with accumulation, the Stoics taught that true wealth lies in needing little. The more possessions and desires you collect, the heavier the burden becomes. Simplicity isn't about deprivation. It's about creating space for what truly matters. By clearing away distractions, you open yourself to clarity and freedom, reducing stress and finding joy in the things that remain. Another powerful concept is the interconnectedness of all people. The Stoics believed that we are part of a larger whole, connected not just by relationships, but by shared humanity. Failing to recognize this connection leads to isolation and unnecessary conflict. When you see others as fellow travelers on the same journey, empathy and kindness become natural responses. This perspective fosters peace, both within and between individuals, strengthening the bonds that make life meaningful. The concept of preferred indifference is often misunderstood. The Stoics distinguished between things that matter and things that don't, but they acknowledged that some indifferent things, like health, wealth, or relationships, are still preferred. Ignoring this distinction creates confusion, leading people to chase after or reject things without wisdom. The Stoic view offers balance. It's okay to prefer certain outcomes, but your peace should never depend on them. This mindset allows you to enjoy life without being enslaved by it. One of the most liberating concepts is the idea that suffering is optional. While pain is inevitable, suffering arises from how you interpret and respond to pain. The Stoics taught that by shifting your perspective, you can lessen the emotional weight of difficult experiences. When you recognize that your mind has the power to reshape your experience, you gain control over how much suffering you endure. This concept brings freedom, showing that peace is possible even in hardship. The Stoic concept of memento mori, reminding yourself of death, might seem unsettling, but it offers profound clarity. Ignoring the reality of mortality leads to procrastination and misplaced priorities. By reflecting on life's impermanence, you sharpen your focus, appreciating each moment as precious. Memento mori isn't about fear. It's about living fully, knowing that time is limited. This awareness encourages gratitude and helps you align your actions with what truly matters. Another overlooked concept is the idea of internal rewards. In a culture focused on external validation, it's easy to measure success by the opinions of others. The Stoics believed that the most valuable rewards are internal, found in integrity, self-discipline, and personal growth. Ignoring this truth leaves you vulnerable to the ever-changing tides of approval. But when you cultivate internal rewards, you create a foundation of peace that can't be taken away. The concept of negative visualization is a practical tool for cultivating gratitude and resilience. By briefly contemplating how life could go wrong without dwelling on it, you prepare your mind to handle difficulties with calmness. This practice also enhances appreciation for what you have now, reducing the tendency to take things for granted. Ignoring this concept leaves you unprepared for life's challenges, while embracing it strengthens your capacity for both gratitude and endurance. The Stoics emphasized the importance of focusing on what is within your control. Many frustrations stem from trying to manage things that are beyond your influence, whether other people's actions, unexpected events, or uncontrollable outcomes. When you redirect your energy toward what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, you reclaim your power. This concept is foundational for inner peace, showing that while you can't control life, you can always control how you meet it. These overlooked concepts, though subtle, hold the potential to reshape your life. Each one offers practical guidance for navigating challenges, building resilience, and finding joy. When they are ignored, life feels heavier, full of unnecessary stress and confusion. But when they are embraced, these principles create a foundation for peace and freedom. They remind you that the path to a meaningful life isn't found in chasing what you can't control, but in mastering what lies within your reach. The concepts explored earlier offer profound clarity, but their power lies in how they are embodied through everyday truths. Some of these truths, though essential, are easy to dismiss in the rush of life. The cost of ignoring them isn't always felt immediately, but over time, their absence shapes how you think, act, and respond to challenges. These truths are like a compass. Without them, it's easy to drift off course. Yet, when embraced, they provide steady guidance, aligning your life with peace, purpose, and inner strength. One truth you may dismiss is that emotions are not directives. Emotions rise and fall, but they do not define reality or demand action. The Stoics taught that emotions are natural but temporary, and their power diminishes when you pause to reflect before responding. Living as if emotions are absolute creates chaos. Acknowledging them as passing visitors helps you navigate life with clarity, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Another overlooked truth is that not every battle is worth fighting. Life presents endless opportunities to engage in conflict, but the Stoics knew that inner peace depends on choosing your battles wisely. By letting go of trivial disputes and focusing only on what aligns with your principles, you preserve energy for meaningful action. Engaging with every slight or disagreement only drains you, creating unnecessary stress. A crucial truth is that failure is part of the journey, not the end of it. Many people see failure as something to avoid at all costs, but the Stoics saw it as a necessary step toward growth. Each failure carries a lesson, offering insights that success cannot provide. Dismissing this truth leaves you paralyzed by fear, avoiding risks that could lead to personal transformation. Embracing failure allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that every stumble is a step closer to mastery. The Stoics also emphasize the truth that happiness comes from within, not from external achievements. Relying on outside circumstances to create happiness makes you a prisoner to things beyond your control. The Stoics teach that contentment grows when you align your actions with your values, regardless of external outcomes. Ignoring this truth creates a cycle of endless striving, leaving you exhausted and unfulfilled. Another essential truth is that your thoughts shape your experience. It's easy to dismiss the power of mindset, but the Stoics knew that how you interpret events determines how you feel about them. Negative thoughts breed frustration, while choosing constructive interpretations fosters peace. The truth is that you cannot control every situation, but you can control your narrative. Shifting your thoughts changes your reality. The Stoics remind us that life is lived in moments, and those moments are fleeting. Many dismiss this truth, constantly rushing toward the next goal or achievement. But life's richness lies in the present. When you fail to engage fully with each moment, you miss the beauty and meaning it offers. Embracing this truth helps you find joy in small moments and gratitude in everyday experiences, grounding you in the here and now. Another truth that often goes ignored is that discomfort is essential for growth. Avoiding discomfort may feel natural, but it limits your potential. The Stoics taught that enduring discomfort builds resilience and reveals your inner strength. Whether it's physical effort, emotional challenges, or intellectual struggles, leaning into discomfort transforms you. Ignoring this truth leaves you unprepared for life's difficulties, weakening your ability to face them with courage. The Stoics also believed in the truth that change is inevitable. Life is in constant flux, yet people resist change, hoping to preserve comfort or familiarity. Dismissing the reality of change creates tension and anxiety. Accepting change as a natural part of life allows you to move with it rather than against it. This truth teaches flexibility, helping you adapt gracefully to new circumstances without losing your sense of self. One of the most empowering truths is that the opinions of others do not define you. Seeking approval or fearing judgment places your worth in the hands of others, creating a life built on insecurity. The Stoics remind you that true freedom comes from living by your values, regardless of external opinions. Ignoring this truth leaves you chasing validation, but embracing it brings the peace of knowing you are enough as you are. The Stoics also taught the truth that perfection is an illusion. Many people strive for perfection, believing it is the key to happiness, but the Stoics understood that progress is what matters. Waiting for perfection creates paralysis, preventing meaningful action. Accepting that imperfection is part of life allows you to grow through effort and mistakes. Ignoring this truth leads to frustration, while embracing it fosters patience and self-compassion. The Stoics emphasize the truth that control lies within. It's tempting to try to manage everything around you, but most things are beyond your control. The Stoics teach that your peace depends on mastering your thoughts, actions, and responses, not external events. Ignoring this truth leaves you overwhelmed by the unpredictability of life. Embracing it empowers you to focus on what truly matters, freeing you from unnecessary stress. These essential Stoic truths, when embraced, transform how you experience life. Each one offers guidance for navigating challenges, building resilience, and finding peace. Dismissing them introduces unnecessary struggle, making life feel heavier than it needs to be. But when you integrate these truths into your daily practice, they provide a path to clarity, strength, and inner freedom. They remind you that while you cannot control everything, you can always control how you choose to meet life. Trusting life's flow can feel like a leap into the unknown, especially when the instinct is to control every outcome. But the harder you push, the more elusive peace becomes. There's a subtle but powerful lesson in letting things unfold naturally. Forcing outcomes leads to tension and frustration, leaving you drained when things don't go as planned. However, shifting your focus from results to effort reveals a freedom you didn't know existed. Learning to trust the process doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means engaging fully with what's within your control and releasing the rest. When you focus solely on the outcome, you rob yourself of the richness of the journey. Every step along the way holds lessons, but obsession with results blinds you to them. Growth happens in the process, not just in achieving the goal. Trusting the process teaches you patience, reminding you that progress often happens gradually and in unexpected ways. Even setbacks are part of this flow, offering valuable insights that shape your journey forward. Trying to force outcomes creates unnecessary anxiety. You set rigid expectations, and when life doesn't align with them, frustration follows. This tension affects your mental and emotional well-being, leaving you constantly chasing control that slips further away. Trusting the process brings relief. It teaches you to shift your energy toward what you can influence, your actions, attitude, and effort. By doing so, you reclaim peace, regardless of the outcome. When you force results, you narrow your vision. You miss opportunities that appear along the way because you're too focused on a specific outcome. Trusting the process opens your perspective, allowing you to adapt when circumstances change. The path to your goal may not unfold as you expected, but that doesn't mean you won't get there. Often, life offers better outcomes than you could have planned, if only you allow space for them to emerge. Letting go of the need to control outcomes strengthens your resilience. Life is unpredictable, and things rarely go exactly as planned. When you rely too heavily on rigid plans, you risk being thrown off course by unexpected events. Trusting the process helps you embrace uncertainty with grace. It teaches you that flexibility is not a weakness, but a strength, allowing you to pivot when necessary without losing your sense of direction. Focusing on effort rather than results deepens your sense of fulfillment. Achieving a goal may bring temporary satisfaction, but the process teaches you skills, habits, and patience that last a lifetime. Success becomes a byproduct, not the sole purpose. Trusting the process encourages you to find meaning in the work itself, making each step worthwhile. This shift allows you to enjoy the journey rather than rush through it in pursuit of the finish line. Forcing outcomes puts your happiness on hold. You tell yourself that you'll be happy once you achieve the goal, but this mindset keeps you in a cycle of waiting. Trusting the process teaches you that joy is available at every stage. You begin to see that happiness isn't a reward for achieving something. It's a way of being that can accompany you along the way. This shift in perspective transforms how you approach both challenges and successes. Learning to trust the process also cultivates self-trust. When you let go of rigid expectations, you develop confidence in your ability to navigate uncertainty. You begin to trust your own judgment and adaptability. This inner trust becomes a source of strength, allowing you to move forward without fear. Each step taken with faith in the process reinforces your belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. When you push too hard for specific outcomes, you risk burnout. The pressure to achieve can lead to exhaustion, draining both your energy and motivation. Trusting the process encourages sustainable effort. It teaches you to pace yourself, balancing action with rest. This balance ensures that you remain engaged and energized for the long term, making consistent progress toward your goals without sacrificing your well-being. Letting things unfold naturally doesn't mean giving up. It means aligning your actions with life's rhythm. The Stoics knew that some things are beyond control, and fighting against them only creates unnecessary suffering. Trusting the process helps you flow with events, working with what life offers rather than against it. This alignment reduces stress and enhances clarity, allowing you to make better decisions with less resistance. Forcing outcomes also isolates you from life's inherent wisdom. When you insist on a specific path, you ignore the subtle guidance that life provides through unexpected events and opportunities. Trusting the process teaches you to listen, to pay attention to the signs, and adjust your course when needed. This openness fosters growth, helping you discover new possibilities that would have remained hidden if you stayed rigidly focused on one outcome. Trusting the process also nurtures humility. It reminds you that, no matter how carefully you plan, life has its own timing and rhythm. Accepting this truth fosters humility, helping you release the illusion of control. This humility allows you to approach life with gratitude, appreciating what unfolds rather than resenting what doesn't. It creates space for acceptance, freeing you from unnecessary struggle. When you force outcomes, you put pressure on relationships, expecting people or situations to fit your plans. This can lead to conflict and disappointment. Trusting the process teaches you to let others grow and change at their own pace. It helps you meet people where they are, fostering connection and empathy. This approach strengthens relationships, making room for authentic interactions rather than forcing expectations. Learning to trust the process also encourages creativity. When you release rigid expectations, you open yourself to new ways of thinking and problem-solving. Creativity thrives in uncertainty, where there are no fixed outcomes. This mindset allows you to explore different approaches, finding innovative solutions that wouldn't have emerged under pressure. Trusting the process invites curiosity, turning challenges into opportunities for discovery. Letting go of forced outcomes brings freedom. You are no longer tied to specific results for your sense of worth. This freedom allows you to take risks, knowing that your value isn't dependent on success or failure. Trusting the process helps you embrace uncertainty without fear, giving you the courage to step into the unknown with confidence. This shift also nurtures gratitude. When you stop waiting for outcomes to feel fulfilled, you begin to appreciate what is already present. Trusting the process teaches you to recognize the value in each step, no matter how small. This mindset cultivates gratitude for the journey itself, making every moment meaningful. Gratitude, in turn, brings peace, anchoring you in the present instead of chasing the future. By focusing on the process, you also strengthen your discipline. Consistent effort, rather than sporadic bursts of action, leads to meaningful progress. Trusting the process teaches you the value of showing up every day, even when results are not immediately visible. This discipline builds habits that sustain you over time, ensuring that your progress is steady and lasting. Letting go of forced outcomes also enhances mental clarity. Obsession with results clouds your judgment, leading to stress and confusion. Trusting the process clears the mind, helping you focus on what matters most. This clarity allows you to act with intention, making decisions that align with your values and long-term goals. Trusting the process also teaches patience. In a fast-paced world, it's easy to expect instant results, but meaningful change takes time. Learning to be patient with the process helps you persevere, even when progress seems slow. Patience nurtures resilience, keeping you grounded during setbacks and encouraging you to keep moving forward. When you stop forcing outcomes, you also develop emotional resilience. You learn to ride the waves of life without being thrown off course by disappointments. Trusting the process helps you respond to challenges with grace, knowing that every experience has something to teach. This resilience becomes a source of strength, enabling you to navigate life's ups and downs with calm and confidence. The lesson of trusting the process extends to self-compassion. When you release the pressure to achieve perfect outcomes, you allow yourself to make mistakes and grow. This self-compassion helps you treat yourself with kindness, even when things don't go as planned. Trusting the process reminds you that growth is not a straight line, and every misstep is part of the journey. By trusting the process, you also cultivate hope. Hope is not about wishful thinking. It's about believing in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. This mindset keeps you motivated, even when outcomes are uncertain. Trusting the process teaches you to have faith in yourself and the unfolding of life, knowing that every step forward matters. In the end, trusting the process is about surrendering to life's flow without giving up on your goals. It's about engaging fully with the present while remaining open to the future. This way of living brings a sense of peace that transcends circumstances, anchoring you in the knowledge that your effort is enough. Trusting the process allows you to live with freedom, joy, and resilience, no matter where the journey takes you. Trusting the process means finding peace in your own journey, but that peace becomes elusive when you start comparing yourself to others. Comparison shifts your focus outward, pulling you away from the progress you've made and leaving you blind to your own potential. It creates frustration, envy, and insecurity, making it easy to forget that everyone walks a different path. The Stoics knew that a meaningful life isn't measured by how you stack up against others, but by how well you cultivate your own strengths. Redirecting your energy from comparison to personal growth frees you to discover joy in your journey. Comparison makes it difficult to see the value in your unique experiences. Each person's life is shaped by different circumstances, challenges, and lessons. When you compare yourself to someone else, you ignore the wisdom gained from your own struggles. Every experience offers insight, but comparison blinds you to those lessons. Shifting your focus back to your journey helps you appreciate the progress that only you can make. When you compare yourself to others, you often compare against a version of their life that isn't even real. Social media and appearances show curated highlights, not the full picture. What looks like overnight success may be the result of years of unseen effort. This distorted view fuels insecurity, making it easy to feel like you're falling behind. Focusing on your own path reminds you that progress is personal, not public. Comparison fosters envy, which drains energy and clouds judgment. Instead of being inspired by others, envy makes you feel inadequate. It shifts your focus from gratitude to scarcity, convincing you that there's not enough success or happiness to go around. But growth is not limited. Others' achievements do not diminish your potential. Freeing yourself from comparison allows you to celebrate others' successes without losing sight of your own. The habit of comparison also leads to self-doubt. You begin questioning your abilities, wondering if you're good enough, fast enough, or smart enough. This mental loop paralyzes you, making it hard to move forward with confidence. Focusing on personal growth helps you build self-trust. Each step you take strengthens your belief in yourself, showing that your worth is not tied to how you measure up against others. Comparison makes it easy to forget that everyone's timing is different. Life unfolds at its own pace for each person, and trying to force yourself onto someone else's timeline only creates stress. Some achieve early success, while others bloom later in life. Your path is unique, and your timing is perfect for you. Trusting this truth brings peace, helping you stay grounded in your journey without rushing toward arbitrary milestones. Measuring your progress against others often leads to dissatisfaction, even when you've made meaningful strides. No matter how far you've come, there will always be someone further ahead. This mindset traps you in a cycle of never feeling good enough. Shifting your focus to your personal progress allows you to recognize your achievements, no matter how small. Celebrating each step forward cultivates motivation and joy. The need to compare often comes from external pressures to meet societal standards of success. But success looks different for everyone, and living by someone else's definition only leads to frustration. True fulfillment comes from aligning your actions with your own values and goals. When you define success on your terms, you free yourself from the constant need to compare. This shift brings clarity and purpose to your journey. Comparison distracts you from the joy of the present moment. When you're always looking at what others have achieved, you miss the beauty of where you are right now. The Stoics taught that peace is found in the present, not in what others have or do. Grounding yourself in the present helps you see that every moment offers something valuable, whether it's a lesson, a challenge, or a small victory. Constantly comparing yourself to others creates unnecessary stress. It sets up a race that no one can win because the finish line keeps moving. Focusing on personal growth turns the race inward, where the only competitor is your past self. This mindset encourages sustainable progress, helping you grow without the pressure of keeping up with anyone else. Comparison also prevents you from appreciating your strengths. When you focus on what others have, you overlook what you bring to the table. Everyone has unique gifts, but comparison makes it easy to dismiss them. Embracing your strengths allows you to contribute meaningfully to the world in ways that only you can. This shift fosters self-respect and helps you find purpose in your individuality. The desire to compare often arises from a sense of lack, but the truth is that you already have everything you need to grow. Growth is not about acquiring more, it's about using what you already have wisely. Recognizing this truth shifts your focus from external achievements to internal development. This mindset brings contentment, showing you that fulfillment comes from within, not from how you rank against others. Comparison erodes gratitude, making you blind to the blessings in your life. The Stoics taught that gratitude is essential for peace, helping you see abundance even in difficult times. By focusing on what others have, you create a narrative of scarcity, leaving you dissatisfied. Reconnecting with gratitude brings joy back into your life, reminding you that your journey is rich with meaning, regardless of what others are doing. Comparison also creates unnecessary competition in relationships. Instead of building connections, it encourages rivalry. This mindset isolates you, making it harder to find support and collaboration. When you let go of comparison, you create space for genuine relationships built on mutual respect and encouragement. This shift strengthens your connections, helping you grow alongside others without resentment or envy. Letting go of comparison also frees you to take risks. Fear of judgment often holds people back, but the Stoics remind us that others' opinions are not within our control. Focusing on your growth helps you act boldly, knowing that your worth isn't determined by what others think. This freedom encourages you to explore new opportunities without fear, expanding your potential and opening doors to unexpected growth. Comparison tricks you into thinking that happiness is somewhere else, in someone else's life or achievements. But happiness is not something to chase. It's something to cultivate within yourself. When you stop comparing, you find that happiness has been within your reach all along. This realization brings peace, showing you that joy is available in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. By focusing on your journey, you also develop patience. Growth takes time, and comparison tempts you to rush the process. But true progress cannot be hurried. When you measure yourself against your past self rather than others, you learn to appreciate gradual improvement. Patience allows you to enjoy the journey, knowing that meaningful growth is a marathon, not a sprint. Comparison also limits creativity. When you try to replicate someone else's path, you restrict your ability to think freely and explore new ideas. The Stoics encourage originality, reminding you that your perspective is valuable. Letting go of comparison opens space for creative expression, helping you contribute something unique to the world. This shift nurtures innovation and allows you to approach challenges with fresh insight. When you stop comparing, you also develop resilience. The ups and downs of life become easier to navigate when you're not constantly measuring your worth against others. Trusting your journey builds inner strength, showing you that setbacks are part of growth, not signs of failure. This mindset helps you persevere through challenges with confidence, knowing that your progress is unfolding exactly as it should. Comparison creates noise in your mind, making it difficult to hear your inner voice. The Stoics remind us to focus inward, where clarity and wisdom reside. When you silence the noise of comparison, you reconnect with your intuition. This inner guidance helps you make decisions that align with your values, leading to a life that feels authentic and meaningful. Letting go of comparison brings freedom. You are no longer bound by the need to keep up with others or prove your worth. This freedom allows you to live fully, embracing your journey with joy and gratitude. The Stoics teach that peace comes not from being better than others, but from being the best version of yourself. By focusing on your growth, you create a life that is rich with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Letting go of comparison helps you focus on your unique path, but no meaningful journey is free from setbacks. Life's obstacles often feel like roadblocks, but the Stoics saw them differently. Every setback, no matter how frustrating or painful, holds within it the seeds of growth. Failure isn't a sign to stop, it's a nudge to reflect, learn, and continue forward. By embracing setbacks, you unlock the wisdom they carry and release the fear that holds you back from taking action. Setbacks reveal areas where growth is needed. When things don't go as planned, it's not a failure of ability, but an opportunity to adjust your approach. Each challenge uncovers blind spots that might have gone unnoticed without resistance. Embracing setbacks helps you refine your skills, making you more prepared for future obstacles. When setbacks are seen as part of the process, fear of failure loses its grip. The fear of falling short often prevents people from starting, but setbacks are inevitable for anyone aiming for meaningful progress. Understanding this truth gives you the courage to act, knowing that every misstep moves you closer to mastery. Setbacks build resilience, which is essential for long-term success. Without challenges, growth remains shallow. Facing difficulties strengthens your character and deepens your understanding of yourself. Resilience isn't built in comfort. It develops when you persevere through discomfort, learning to rise each time you stumble. Every setback carries a lesson, but you can only access it by reflecting rather than reacting. It's easy to feel frustrated when things go wrong, but taking time to analyze what happened reveals valuable insights. These lessons guide your next steps, helping you avoid the same mistakes and approach future challenges with greater wisdom. Embracing setbacks also shifts your mindset from outcome to process. Success becomes less about immediate results and more about consistent effort. This mindset reduces frustration as you begin to see progress even in moments of struggle. When you focus on effort, setbacks become milestones rather than failures, marking the path forward. Setbacks teach humility, reminding you that mastery is a journey, not a destination. No one succeeds without falling short along the way. Humility allows you to learn from failure without shame, understanding that mistakes are part of the process. This openness fosters growth, helping you move forward without the weight of perfectionism. When you embrace setbacks, you develop patience. Progress often feels slow, especially when met with obstacles, but every small step matters. Patience teaches you to trust the journey, knowing that setbacks are not detours, they are part of the path. This mindset helps you stay grounded, allowing progress to unfold naturally. Setbacks also foster creativity. When one approach fails, you are forced to think differently, exploring new solutions. This process of trial and error sparks innovation, leading to breakthroughs that might not have been possible without resistance. Embracing setbacks encourages experimentation, reminding you that failure is part of discovery. Setbacks build confidence by showing you that failure isn't fatal. Every time you recover from a setback, you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming challenges. This experience strengthens your belief in your ability to handle future obstacles. Confidence grows not from avoiding failure, but from knowing you can rise after falling. Embracing setbacks also teaches you to release control. No matter how carefully you plan, life will throw unexpected challenges your way. Accepting setbacks as part of the process helps you let go of the need to control every outcome. This surrender brings peace, allowing you to flow with life rather than resist it. When you see setbacks as teachers, they transform from sources of frustration into tools for growth. Every struggle refines your character, building perseverance, focus, and resilience. This transformation shifts your perspective, allowing you to appreciate setbacks for the lessons they provide rather than resenting them. Setbacks also strengthen your emotional resilience. Facing disappointment without collapsing teaches you to manage your emotions effectively. Over time, setbacks lose their sting as you learn that emotions, like challenges, are temporary. Emotional resilience helps you stay calm and focused, even in difficult moments. The way you respond to setbacks shapes your future. Reacting with frustration keeps you stuck, but responding with curiosity opens doors to new possibilities. This shift in perspective empowers you to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Each response builds momentum, pushing you forward toward your goals. Setbacks reveal your strengths. In overcoming challenges, you discover abilities you didn't know you had. These moments of growth build inner confidence, showing you that you are more capable than you thought. Embracing setbacks helps you uncover hidden strengths, transforming difficulty into empowerment. When you embrace setbacks, you develop a sense of purpose. Challenges clarify what matters most, stripping away distractions and forcing you to focus on your core values. This clarity guides your actions, helping you align your efforts with what truly matters. Purpose grows from the lessons learned in difficult moments. Setbacks also deepen your compassion. Experiencing failure yourself makes you more understanding of others' struggles. This empathy strengthens relationships, fostering connection and support. Compassion helps you view setbacks as shared human experiences rather than personal shortcomings, reducing feelings of isolation. Each setback strengthens your discipline. Success requires consistent effort, even when progress feels slow. Setbacks test your commitment, but they also reinforce the habits that sustain you over time. Discipline grows when you keep going, even when the outcome is uncertain, building the foundation for long-term success. Embracing setbacks also reduces anxiety. Fear of failure creates constant tension, but accepting setbacks as part of the process brings relief. You no longer have to strive for perfection or avoid mistakes at all costs. This freedom helps you act with confidence, knowing that failure is not the end, it's part of the journey. Setbacks cultivate gratitude. Every challenge offers something valuable, even if it's not immediately clear. Embracing setbacks helps you appreciate the growth they bring, fostering gratitude for the process. Gratitude shifts your focus from what went wrong to what was gained, creating space for joy even in difficult moments. Setbacks also teach flexibility. Rigid plans often crumble when met with resistance, but flexibility allows you to adapt. Embracing setbacks teaches you to pivot when necessary, finding new paths forward. Flexibility helps you approach challenges with openness, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Facing setbacks builds perseverance, showing you that success is not achieved overnight. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve, helping you stay committed to your goals. Perseverance grows from the belief that progress is possible, even when the journey is difficult. Setbacks also reveal the importance of support. Facing challenges alone can feel overwhelming, but embracing setbacks encourages you to seek help when needed. Support from others provides perspective, encouragement, and guidance. This sense of connection helps you move forward, knowing you are not alone. When you embrace setbacks, you also develop trust in yourself. Each challenge overcome reinforces your ability to navigate future difficulties. This self-trust becomes a source of inner strength, helping you face uncertainty with confidence. Trusting yourself allows you to take risks, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Embracing setbacks transforms fear into curiosity. Instead of dreading challenges, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth. Curiosity helps you approach setbacks with an open mind, eager to learn what they have to teach. This mindset shifts your experience of failure, making each challenge a step forward. Setbacks also nurture humility. Success can create the illusion of invincibility, but setbacks remind you that growth is a continuous process. Humility helps you approach challenges with patience and openness, knowing that every failure offers something to learn. This mindset keeps you grounded, preventing arrogance from taking root. The practice of embracing setbacks helps you develop long-term vision. In the midst of difficulty, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. But setbacks remind you that progress is rarely linear. Long-term vision helps you stay focused on what matters, even when short-term results are disappointing. In the end, setbacks are not barriers, they are teachers, guiding you toward growth and mastery. Embracing them allows you to live with resilience, patience, and courage. The Stoics knew that the journey to success is paved with challenges, and each setback offers something valuable if you're willing to learn. By accepting setbacks as part of the process, you transform failure into fuel for progress, turning every stumble into a step forward. Embracing setbacks teaches the power of perseverance, but trying to control others introduces endless frustration. The need to control people often stems from a desire to shape outcomes, avoid disappointment, or protect ourselves from uncertainty. However, the Stoics understood a fundamental truth: control over others is an illusion. The only real control you possess lies in how you respond to what life presents. When you try to force others to change, you build tension and create distance. But when you focus on your actions and reactions, you open space for peace, acceptance, and meaningful relationships. When you try to control others, you invite resistance. No one enjoys being manipulated or pressured to conform. Even if your intentions are good, attempting to change someone creates emotional walls. Trust is lost, and the relationship suffers. Accepting people as they are fosters connection and respect. This shift helps you meet others with openness instead of demands. Trying to control others also leaves you exhausted. Constantly monitoring people's behavior drains your emotional energy, leaving little space for joy. Letting go of this need restores your inner peace. It allows you to focus on what you can control, your actions and responses, rather than exhausting yourself over what you cannot. The need to control others often arises from fear. You may fear being hurt, rejected, or disappointed. But controlling people doesn't protect you from these outcomes. It only creates tension. Trusting yourself to handle whatever comes reduces fear, making it easier to release control. This trust empowers you to engage with others without needing them to change. Letting go of control strengthens relationships by creating space for authenticity. When you stop trying to mold others, they feel free to be themselves. This authenticity deepens connection, fostering relationships built on acceptance rather than manipulation. It encourages mutual respect, making room for meaningful conversations and growth. Focusing on your reactions instead of controlling others also builds emotional resilience. Life often brings challenges through people's actions, things you can't predict or prevent. Learning to manage your responses strengthens your ability to navigate these challenges with grace. This resilience helps you stay calm, even when others act in ways you don't expect. Trying to control others often leads to frustration. When people don't meet your expectations, disappointment follows. The Stoics remind us that expectations are fragile and rarely within our control. Letting go of the need to control others reduces frustration, helping you approach relationships with patience and flexibility. This mindset shift also nurtures inner peace. The desire to control others creates tension because it's rooted in resistance to what is. Acceptance brings relief. When you accept people as they are, you release the burden of trying to fix or manage them. This freedom allows you to focus on your growth without the distraction of controlling others. Letting go of control also teaches humility. It reminds you that each person has their journey, shaped by experiences and choices you may never fully understand. Humility helps you respect these journeys, allowing others to grow at their own pace. This respect fosters empathy, making room for deeper connections. By focusing on your actions, you reclaim your power. Trying to control others gives away your energy, leaving you frustrated when they don't change. Shifting your attention to your behavior brings clarity and empowerment. You learn that your peace and happiness are not dependent on others, but on how you choose to act. This shift also reduces conflict. Many disagreements arise from trying to impose your will on others. When you let go of this need, you create space for understanding. Conflict becomes less about winning and more about seeking common ground. This approach fosters cooperation, making it easier to resolve disagreements peacefully. Letting go of control helps you release judgment. When you stop trying to change others, you no longer need to label them as wrong or flawed. This release brings freedom, not just for them, but for you. Judgment creates tension, while acceptance fosters peace. This mindset allows you to meet people where they are, without needing them to fit your expectations. Focusing on your responses also nurtures self-discipline. Controlling your reactions requires mindfulness and patience, strengthening your ability to act intentionally. This discipline helps you navigate challenging situations with clarity, ensuring that your actions align with your values. Over time, this practice builds inner strength. Letting go of control also fosters gratitude. When you release the need to change others, you begin to appreciate them as they are. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present. This shift deepens relationships, helping you see the value in others without needing them to be different. This practice also teaches forgiveness. Trying to control others often leads to resentment when they don't meet your expectations. Letting go of this need creates space for forgiveness, both toward others and yourself. Forgiveness brings emotional relief, helping you move forward without the weight of unresolved tension. Letting go of control helps you embrace uncertainty. People are unpredictable, and trying to manage their behavior creates stress. Accepting uncertainty brings freedom, allowing you to engage with life without fear. This openness nurtures creativity, helping you explore new ways of relating to others. By focusing on your actions, you cultivate self-trust. Trusting yourself to respond effectively, regardless of others' behavior, builds confidence. This trust becomes a foundation for inner peace, freeing you from the need to control external circumstances. It allows you to navigate relationships with authenticity and strength. Letting go of control also deepens your sense of compassion. When you release the need to change others, you begin to see them more clearly. Compassion helps you understand their struggles without judgment. This understanding fosters connection, making it easier to support others without trying to fix them. Focusing on your responses also teaches patience. People grow and change at their own pace, and forcing them only creates resistance. Patience helps you meet others with kindness, knowing that meaningful change takes time. This approach strengthens relationships, creating space for growth and mutual respect. Letting go of control reduces stress. The need to manage others creates constant tension, leaving little room for relaxation. Accepting people as they are brings relief, helping you enjoy relationships without the pressure to control them. This mindset shift fosters peace, allowing you to engage with others from a place of calm. This practice also nurtures curiosity. When you stop trying to control others, you become more open to learning about them. Curiosity fosters understanding, helping you see beyond assumptions. This openness strengthens relationships, encouraging meaningful conversations and deeper connections. Letting go of control helps you release fear. Many control behaviors stem from a fear of being hurt or disappointed. Accepting that you cannot control others reduces this fear, bringing emotional freedom. This freedom allows you to engage with others fully, without the burden of fear holding you back. This mindset shift also enhances flexibility. When you release the need for control, you become more adaptable. Flexibility helps you navigate relationships with ease, adjusting to changing circumstances without frustration. This adaptability strengthens your ability to maintain peace, even in unpredictable situations. Letting go of control fosters respect. It allows others the freedom to be themselves, creating space for mutual understanding. Respect strengthens relationships, building trust and connection. This trust encourages open communication, making it easier to navigate challenges together. This practice also nurtures acceptance. When you let go of the need to change others, you learn to accept them as they are. Acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means recognizing that people are on their journey. This mindset fosters peace, reducing conflict and promoting harmony. Letting go of control also brings emotional relief. The need to manage others creates tension, but acceptance brings freedom. This emotional freedom allows you to focus on your growth, nurturing your well-being. It creates space for joy, helping you engage with life fully. By focusing on your actions, you build inner peace. Controlling others places your happiness outside yourself, making it fragile. Shifting your focus inward strengthens your peace, making it resilient. This inner peace becomes a foundation for meaningful relationships and personal fulfillment. Letting go of the need to control others brings peace, but expectations are another hidden barrier to contentment. The more you expect, the more life feels like it falls short. High expectations set a trap. Each unmet desire creates frustration, while the habit of wanting more leaves you blind to the beauty that already exists. Shifting from expectation to appreciation allows you to see life differently, freeing you from the endless search for more. This simple shift opens a door to deeper joy, grounded in the reality of what is, rather than in fantasies of what could be. Expectations place conditions on happiness, making contentment feel like something you have to earn. You tell yourself, "I'll be happy when," but that when always seems just out of reach. Appreciating what you already have rewires your mind to find joy in the present, removing the pressure to chase after future outcomes. This change allows you to experience fulfillment right now, regardless of what the future holds. When expectations are high, every small inconvenience feels like a failure. You set mental standards that life cannot consistently meet. Over time, this habit leads to chronic dissatisfaction, as nothing ever feels good enough. Appreciation helps you shift your focus from what's missing to what's present. It teaches you to value the ordinary moments, discovering that joy hides in the simplest things. Expecting less doesn't mean settling for mediocrity. It means releasing the illusion that happiness depends on things going your way. This shift encourages you to engage fully with life as it unfolds. When you appreciate each experience for what it is, without demanding more, you open yourself to moments of unexpected beauty and meaning. Gratitude transforms your perception. What once felt insufficient suddenly appears abundant when viewed through the lens of appreciation. The practice of daily gratitude builds this habit, helping you focus on what is already good in your life. With time, this mindset becomes a natural way of thinking, leading to lasting contentment. High expectations create unnecessary pressure in relationships. You expect others to act a certain way, and when they don't, disappointment follows. Letting go of these expectations allows you to appreciate people as they are, fostering deeper connections. This shift strengthens relationships, making space for acceptance and mutual respect. Appreciation also nurtures inner peace. When you release the need for things to be perfect, you free yourself from constant stress. Life becomes lighter, filled with moments of joy that might have gone unnoticed. Practicing appreciation each day brings calm to your mind, anchoring you in a state of peace. When you expect less, setbacks lose their sting. Disappointment shrinks because you no longer demand that life unfold perfectly. Instead, you meet challenges with gratitude for the lessons they bring. This approach transforms obstacles into opportunities, helping you grow through every experience without bitterness. Lowering expectations also reduces anxiety. The more you expect from the future, the more you worry about achieving it. Focusing on the present through appreciation eases this mental strain. You begin to see that contentment is not found in what may come, but in recognizing the value of what already exists. Appreciation cultivates humility by reminding you that everything in life is a gift, not a guarantee. This awareness helps you let go of entitlement, replacing it with gratitude. Humility fosters deeper joy as you begin to see even small blessings as precious. This shift creates a sense of awe toward life, opening your heart to wonder. The practice of gratitude also strengthens resilience. When you learn to appreciate life, even in difficult times, setbacks lose their power to overwhelm you. Gratitude becomes an anchor, keeping you grounded no matter what happens. This resilience allows you to meet challenges with grace, knowing that there is always something to be thankful for. Lowering expectations nurtures freedom. You release the need to control outcomes, giving yourself permission to flow with life. This freedom creates space for creativity, allowing you to explore new possibilities without the weight of unmet expectations. Creativity flourishes when you engage with life fully, appreciating each moment as it comes. Expectations often lead to comparison, making it hard to appreciate your journey. You measure your progress against others, feeling inadequate when you fall short. Shifting to appreciation brings you back to your path, helping you value your growth without needing external validation. This mindset fosters self-acceptance and peace. Appreciation enhances your relationships by replacing criticism with gratitude. Instead of focusing on what others lack, you begin to see their strengths. This shift deepens connection as people feel valued for who they are. Gratitude encourages kindness, nurturing healthy relationships built on appreciation rather than expectation. Lowering expectations also invites spontaneity. When you release rigid plans, you make room for life's surprises. This openness allows you to enjoy moments of joy that arise unexpectedly. Spontaneity brings excitement, helping you engage with life in playful and meaningful ways without needing everything to be scripted. Appreciation also cultivates contentment. When you focus on what's already good, you stop chasing after more. This contentment brings a sense of completeness, showing you that fulfillment doesn't come from achieving more, but from appreciating what you have. This shift brings peace, freeing you from the cycle of endless striving. Expecting less strengthens your ability to adapt. Life rarely goes according to plan, and rigid expectations make it hard to adjust. Appreciation teaches you to embrace change with gratitude, helping you navigate transitions with ease. This adaptability fosters inner strength, allowing you to grow through every experience. Lowering expectations also reduces emotional reactivity. When you expect less, you become more accepting of life's ups and downs. This acceptance helps you respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Emotional balance grows from this practice, giving you the clarity to act with wisdom in any situation. Appreciation deepens self-awareness. When you focus on gratitude, you become more attuned to what truly matters to you. This awareness helps you align your actions with your values, creating a sense of purpose. Living in alignment with your values fosters authenticity, leading to a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Practicing gratitude also strengthens your mental health. Studies show that regularly expressing appreciation improves mood and reduces stress. This practice rewires your brain to focus on positivity, creating a more optimistic outlook on life. Over time, gratitude becomes a source of emotional well-being, bringing lasting peace. Expecting less brings relief. The pressure to achieve and meet high standards dissolves, leaving space for relaxation. This relief allows you to enjoy life without constantly striving for more. Relaxation nurtures your well-being, helping you recharge and engage with life from a place of calm. Lowering expectations helps you enjoy simple pleasures. A good meal, a kind gesture, or a moment of quiet can become sources of joy when you appreciate them fully. This shift reminds you that happiness isn't found in grand achievements, but in everyday moments. Appreciating simple things cultivates joy that lasts. Appreciation also fosters generosity. When you focus on what you have, you feel more inclined to share it with others. Generosity strengthens connections, creating a sense of community and belonging. This spirit of giving enriches your life, showing you that fulfillment grows when you contribute to others' well-being. Lowering expectations teaches you patience. When you release the need for instant results, you develop the ability to wait without frustration. Patience helps you enjoy the journey, knowing that everything unfolds in its time. This mindset nurtures peace, helping you stay grounded even during uncertainty. Appreciation also brings perspective. When you focus on gratitude, small problems lose their importance. This perspective helps you see challenges as part of a larger picture, reducing stress. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, bringing clarity and calm to your mind. Expecting less enhances your ability to savor experiences. Instead of rushing through moments, you take time to enjoy them fully. This practice deepens your connection to life, helping you experience each moment with presence. Savoring experiences nurtures contentment, reminding you that life's richness lies in the now. The shift from expectation to appreciation transforms how you experience life. It brings peace, joy, and fulfillment, showing you that contentment is available in every moment. Practicing gratitude teaches you that happiness doesn't come from getting more, but from recognizing the value of what you already have. Appreciation brings peace, but emotional detachment unlocks freedom. Many people are trapped not by physical chains, but by emotional ones. Attachments to outcomes, relationships, and expectations. These emotional ties create fear, anxiety, and dependency, leaving you vulnerable to things you cannot control. True freedom, the kind that brings lasting peace, lies in learning to release those attachments. Emotional detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means caring without clinging. It's about freeing yourself from the need to control outcomes or rely on others for your happiness. Detachment allows you to care deeply without being consumed by the need for things to go a certain way. It helps you remain grounded, even when life shifts unexpectedly. This balance keeps you connected to your values, allowing you to act with compassion without becoming overwhelmed by situations beyond your control. The result is a deeper sense of peace and a lighter way of living. When you tie your emotions to specific outcomes, you create unnecessary tension. Every result becomes a test of your worth, leaving you anxious about success or failure. Detachment helps you focus on effort instead of results, bringing relief. It teaches you that your value lies not in what you achieve, but in how you show up for the task at hand. Emotional attachment often creates dependency on others for happiness. When you rely on someone else's actions or approval to feel good, you surrender your peace. Detachment restores your power, showing you that fulfillment comes from within. This shift allows you to engage with people freely, without burdening them with the responsibility for your emotional state. Fear grows in the presence of attachment. The more you cling to a particular outcome or relationship, the more you fear losing it. Detachment dissolves this fear, showing you that life's value isn't diminished by change or loss. This freedom allows you to navigate life with confidence, knowing that peace is always within your reach. When you practice detachment, disappointments lose their power over you. Instead of being crushed by unmet expectations, you learn to flow with what is. This mindset builds resilience, helping you recover quickly from setbacks. Each disappointment becomes a teacher, guiding you toward greater wisdom and inner strength. Detachment fosters emotional clarity. When you're too attached, emotions cloud your judgment, making it hard to see situations for what they are. Releasing attachments brings mental clarity, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This clarity enhances your decision-making, leading to better outcomes. Letting go of emotional attachments also strengthens your relationships. When you stop expecting others to fulfill your needs, your interactions become more authentic. You meet people as they are, without trying to change them. This acceptance deepens connection, creating space for genuine understanding and mutual respect. Detachment nurtures patience. When you release the need for instant gratification, you develop the ability to wait calmly. Patience allows you to engage with life on its terms, knowing that everything unfolds in its time. This attitude brings peace, helping you enjoy the process without rushing toward outcomes. Practicing emotional detachment cultivates self-trust. You stop relying on external factors to validate your worth, turning inward for guidance. This inner trust becomes a source of strength, helping you navigate challenges with confidence. Detachment frees you to act from your values, rather than from fear of how others will respond. Detachment also reduces stress. Emotional attachments create constant tension as you try to control what cannot be controlled. Letting go of these attachments brings relief, allowing you to relax into the flow of life. This ease nurtures well-being, helping you engage with the world from a place of calm. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and responses, you reclaim your peace. Detachment teaches you that your emotional state is your responsibility, not the world's. This shift empowers you, showing you that peace is not something you wait for, it's something you cultivate within. Detachment enhances creativity. When you're not tied to specific outcomes, you feel free to explore new ideas and take risks. This openness fosters innovation, allowing you to discover possibilities that rigid expectations might have blocked. Creativity thrives in freedom, and detachment provides the space for it to grow. This practice also deepens self-awareness. Emotional attachments often distract you from your inner world, keeping your focus on external events. Detachment encourages introspection, helping you understand your motivations and desires. This awareness strengthens your ability to act with intention, aligning your actions with your values. Detachment fosters gratitude by helping you appreciate life without demanding more. When you release the need for things to be different, you begin to see the value in what already is. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, showing you that life is rich with meaning, even in its simplest moments. Detachment also cultivates resilience. The ability to let go strengthens your capacity to bounce back from challenges. You learn that peace is not about avoiding difficulties, but about meeting them with acceptance. This resilience helps you navigate life's ups and downs without losing your center. Emotional detachment nurtures compassion. When you release the need to control others, you begin to see them more clearly. Compassion grows from this understanding, allowing you to support others without judgment or expectation. This kindness strengthens relationships, creating space for mutual growth. Practicing detachment also enhances emotional stability. You learn to manage your emotions rather than be ruled by them. This stability allows you to respond to situations with wisdom and calm, regardless of external circumstances. Over time, this practice builds inner peace that cannot be shaken. Detachment teaches you to release the illusion of permanence. Life is in constant flux, and clinging to the idea that things should remain the same creates suffering. Letting go allows you to embrace change with grace, knowing that every moment holds its own value. This mindset brings freedom, helping you live fully in the present. This practice also nurtures humility. Detachment reminds you that you don't have control over everything, and that's okay. Humility helps you accept life as it is, reducing the need to force outcomes. This acceptance fosters peace, allowing you to engage with life from a place of openness and ease. Emotional detachment fosters forgiveness. When you let go of the need for others to behave a certain way, it becomes easier to forgive their imperfections. Forgiveness brings emotional relief, freeing you from the weight of resentment. This freedom allows you to move forward with a light heart. Detachment also deepens your sense of purpose. When you release attachments, you begin to see what truly matters. Purpose grows from this clarity, helping you align your actions with your deepest values. This alignment brings meaning to your life, guiding you toward fulfillment. Practicing detachment strengthens self-discipline. It takes effort to let go of emotional attachments, especially when they've become habitual. This discipline builds inner strength, helping you stay committed to your values, even in challenging situations. Over time, this practice cultivates a steady mind. Detachment also fosters emotional maturity. You learn to take responsibility for your feelings rather than blaming others for your state of mind. This maturity helps you navigate relationships with grace, creating space for mutual respect and understanding. Emotional detachment nurtures joy. When you stop clinging to outcomes, you begin to find joy in the process itself. This joy is not dependent on circumstances. It arises from being fully present with life as it unfolds. Detachment teaches you that happiness is not something to chase, but something to embrace. Letting go of emotional attachments also cultivates peace. You no longer waste energy trying to control what you cannot. This peace becomes a foundation for meaningful living, allowing you to engage with life authentically and fully. In the end, emotional detachment is not about shutting down, it's about opening up. It's about freeing yourself from the need to control, allowing life to unfold as it will. This freedom brings a sense of lightness, helping you meet each moment with grace. The root of true freedom lies in this ability to care deeply without clinging, to engage without fear, and to live fully without attachment. The Stoic truths we've explored are more than ancient philosophy. They are practical tools for living with freedom, clarity, and resilience. From mastering emotional detachment to releasing the need for control, from embracing setbacks to expecting less and appreciating more, these truths strip away the clutter that weighs us down. They remind us that life's value isn't in chasing perfection, but in learning, adapting, and living intentionally. Every insight carries the power to unlock peace and guide you toward a meaningful life, if you let it. The cost of overlooking these truths is steep. Clinging to outcomes, comparing yourself to others, or fearing failure keeps you trapped in unnecessary suffering. But choosing to apply these Stoic principles opens the door to real freedom, a freedom rooted in patience, self-mastery, and acceptance. Each of these truths invites you to reclaim your inner power and live with purpose, no matter what life throws your way. Which Stoic truth hit home for you? Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how these principles are showing up in your life. If you found value in this journey, don't forget to hit subscribe and click the bell icon. Join our growing community and continue learning how to live intentionally with wisdom and strength.